Hello, this is Anthony Torres, and I'm going to be talking about the types of business organizational structures. And there are four of them that I'm going to be talking about. The four are sole proprietorships, partnership, corporation, and limited liability company, LLC. These four forms will affect how you're taxed, your legal liability, and costs of formation, operational costs as well. We'll start with the sole proprietorship here. The simplest and most common form of business ownership is sole proprietorship. In a business owned and run by someone for their own benefit, the business existence is entirely dependent on the owner's decisions. So when the owner dies, the company does as well. Some advantages of the sole proprietorship are profits are subject to the owner. There are very little regulation for proprietorships. Owners have total flexibility when running businesses. Very few requirements for starting up, and the only offer is the business license. So disadvantages for a sole proprietorship is owner is 100% liable for the business debts. Equity is limited to the owner's personal resources, and the ownership of the proprietorship is difficult to transfer. And there's not really a difference between the personal and business income, so you're pretty much stuck in between there. So we'll be talking about the partnership next. And there are two forms and types for partnership. So there are two types of partnerships. There's general partnership and limited partnership. In general partnership, both owners invest their money, property, labor, etc. into the businesses and are both 100% liable for business debts. So the advantages of the partnership are their shared resources provides more capital for the business, and each partner shares the total profits of the company. Similar flexibility and simple design of proprietorship. And it's inexpensive to establish a business partnership, formally and informally. Some of the disadvantages for this partnership is each partner is 100% responsible for debts and losses. So in that case, if your partner loses money, you're also losing money. It's not just one loses money, one doesn't. Selling this business is difficult. It can be really difficult, and it requires finding a new partner in order to keep your partnership going. So partnership ends when any partner decides to end. That's another disadvantage for the partnership. So we're going to move on to corporation. So corporation are for tax purposes separate entitled and are considered to a legal person. This means, among other things, that the profit generated by a corporation are taxed as the personal income of the company. Then any income described to the shareholders are dividends or profits are taxed again as the personal income of the owners. Some advantages of a corporation are limited liability of the owner to debts and losses, losses belong to the corporation, and it can be transferred to a new owners fairly easily. Personal assets cannot be seized to pay for business debts. That's another advantage for corporation. Some disadvantages for corporation are the corporation operations are costly. Establishing a corporation is costly as well. To start a corporation business, it requires complex paperwork. With some expectations, corporation income is taxed twice. So you're going to get taxed a lot more in those corporations. So I'm going to be moving on and talking about limited liability company, LLC for short. Similar to limited partnership, an LLC provides ownership with limited liability, which provides some of the income advantages of a partnership. Essentially, the advantages of partnerships and corporations are combined in an LLC. The advantage of an LLC is limits liability to the company owners for debts and losses, and the profits of the LLC are shared by owners without double taxation. Disadvantages are ownership is limited by certain state laws, agreements must be comprehensive and complex, and beginning an LLC has high costs due to legal and filing fees. In this business organization, we had the two owners the two owners up here, and they started off with 3 employees. Okay, so these 3 employees, we gotta remember here, only one had the United States, citizenship, and he was legally in charge of all the paperwork and all the legal stuff. But the problem in this business organization was we had the only 3 people that was working with Juan and this guy that, like I said, is legal. And all 4 of these guys, I'll put a star next to them, were considered illegal aliens, which are not supposed to be working here in the United States legally. So, like, remember before, we had Juan here that wanted to follow his dreams and start up a business. He wanted to start a roofing business, a construction company that will grow, and that was his dream. And this is why he immigrated here from Mexico to the United States to start up that dream and make that company. And like I was saying in the beginning, we had Simon, Juan's brother, wanted to leave that, and he knew that it would be a lot of struggle, a lot of problems starting your own company. So Simon went to go work for a bigger company, someone that a company he didn't have to worry about starting his own. He just went and worked for concrete, which he enjoyed doing. So he went in a business organization in a corporation here, a corporation. So he went to work in a corporation, Simon. So I'll put him over here in this corporation, and I'll keep this. And remember, this is a sole. He wanted to start with a sole proprietorship. He ended up having to get into a general partnership. So I'll write that here. I'll write GP for general partnership for Torres Construction here. So, like I was saying before, we had a general partnership with Juan, and he had 3 employees that were willing to start with him and create this company. But like I said, the struggles of my Simon leaving Juan, he had his doubts of trusting a guy from the United States that only had him there for the legal stuff. And in this business organization, we technically we had an illegal company, let's say. He could have gotten in a lot of trouble for helping Juan with this company because we had all illegal immigrants working. And he was trying to help him start up his dream of his company, and he was by his side in this partnership. A family business is a commercial organization which decision making is influenced by multiple generations of family. It can be related by blood, marriage, adoption, and who has both the ability to influence the vision of the business and willingness to use this ability to pursue their goals, like Juan. So I'll be talking about Claraval and their organizational structure. And this is also, like I said, this is different from other companies, but this is my personal experience, and I want to tie in my personal, my job into this project. A manufacturing organizational structure is a system that outlines the heritage of roles, responsibilities in a company or factory. The structure will differ from company to company depending on the size, scope, and product type. At the top, we have at Claraval organizational structure, we have the CEO in this and other top, level guys. The board have the direction and strategy for this whole company, so it like twinkles down. Some of the problems in this area here are there's no communication in this organization, and they think that everything's going well below them, but in reality there's no communication between the plant managers and the team up there. Plant managers are individuals responsible for managing the day-to-day operations in the plant. And we'll go down the line to production managers. These individuals are responsible for managing day-to-day operations with employees who assemble and take care of the products. So this is more one-on-one, more word to mouth, more face-to-face than the plant managers, who are mostly in their office and get information from the production managers. So like I was saying, there's communication problems here between the top two, but these two communicate very well, and plant managers can get the information and respond and find stuff to do in this organization. So we go down the line to quality control. So quality control, this department ensures that the products meet the required standards. And we go down to shipping and receiving. The Department of Shipping and Receiving manages the logistics and the receiving products. So shipping out the products and receiving the products that allow us to build our products. Like for Cloud Valve, we build hydrants and valves for the United States and even different countries.